This is one of my favorite topics in psychology. I love learning about the science of being happy and how we can maximize our happiness. Most of us aspire to be happy, and for good reason. Happiness is associated with tons of benefits. Happy people are more confident and decisive and view the world as safer. They have more career success. They're more socially connected. They live healthier lives. And happy people tend to earn more money than their less happy than average peers. Psychological studies have consistently found that being happy doesn't just feel good, it also does good. When we feel good, we experience a tendency to be helpful. This is called the feel good, do good phenomenon. So when we're feeling good, we might be more likely to be more generous with our time or money. We might be more likely to buy a friend who's stressed out a cup of tea or perform another kind act. We also experience the reverse. When we do good, this makes us feel good. If you've ever volunteered somewhere, you may have experienced a boost of happiness once you're done. This is what we call the do good, feel good phenomenon. So if you're ever feeling a bit down, it might be worthwhile to go out and try to perform a good deed. Our happiness is a relative phenomenon in at least two ways. First, it's relative to our own experience. The adaptation level phenomenon is our tendency to form judgments of sounds, light, or income relative to a neutral level defined by our prior experience. So here's an example of this. Let's say that you make $20 an hour. Your boss pulls you into their office and lets you know that you're getting a $3 raise. At first, you're probably very happy to hear about this raise. But over time, you're likely to return to your baseline happiness level as you adapt to your new wage. So our feelings of satisfaction and dissatisfaction, success and failure, are judgments we make based partly on expectations formed by our recent experience. Our happiness is also relative to others' success. It's part of human nature to compare ourselves to others. We do this so that we can see how we measure up. Whether we feel good or bad about ourselves can depend on whom we're comparing ourselves to. So typically, when we see someone who has more success in an area that's important to us, like work, relationships, or hobbies, we might feel worse. This is called a relative deprivation. Making these upward social comparisons typically makes us feel bad about ourselves, although not always. Sometimes these social comparisons can make us feel inspired and motivated to do better. We can also make downward social comparisons, so we can look at someone whom we perceive as doing worse than ourselves and feel a little bit better about how we're doing. Happy people share many characteristics. Researchers have found that happy people tend to have higher self-esteem, at least in individualistic countries. They're optimistic, outgoing, agreeable, and humorous. They have close, positive, and lasting relationships. They have work and hobbies that engage their skills. They have an active religious faith, particularly in religious cultures. And they sleep well and exercise. Research has shown that happiness isn't related much to things like age, gender, or physical attractiveness. What else predicts our happiness levels? Genes play a role. Identical twins raised apart are often similarly happy. But our personal history and culture also play a role. As we talked about, our emotions tend to balance around a level defined by our experience. When it comes to culture, groups vary in the traits they value. Western cultures value achievement, self-esteem, and individualism. But in cultures such as Japan, acceptance and harmony matter more. This culture really values family and community. So, how can you live a happier life? Here are just a few evidence-based suggestions from your book. Your book has some more in-depth descriptions of these suggestions, so if you're interested in trying any of them out, I recommend reviewing them there. But I thought it might be nice to end this lecture with a short activity to help boost your happiness. Similar to counting your blessings and recording your gratitude, savoring can help us really enjoy our positive experiences. So savoring is the awareness of pleasure and ability to acknowledge, appreciate, and enhance positive experiences. When we learn to savor the small, enjoyable events in life through focus, we can begin to recognize and retain the good feelings associated with those experiences. For this activity, I want you to start by thinking about an event from your past that evokes positive emotions. Visualize this event in as much detail as possible. Focus on the pleasant feelings that were experienced at the time. You should focus on reliving the experience to increase both the duration and the intensity of positive emotions. Take about 5 minutes to really focus on this memory. I hope this brings you a little boost of happiness today.